Bree under control because since I have to leave anyway, I'm going to be riding out to Bree first to warn them of the incoming host, and then after I warn Bree, I'm going to ride off to MeàtrÍs to warn Lord Elrond or Rivendell. Sorry, I'm going to go off to Rivendell to warn Elrond, so he can have a force of elves ready just in case things go south.
Do you think he's going to? Do you think he's actually going to help Bree?
Oh yeah. At this point in history, okay, I might be mixing my ages up. Andrew, I've been doing a lot of cramming on my third age history, but at this point, Elrond is pretty friendly with Arnor and the two kingdoms because they're his brother's kingdoms. So he's very friendly with the Gondorians, I think.
Well, I suppose if you also show him the medallion, the evil dark medallion, he will be like, oh, hey, this is actually something bigger than humans killing each other. Again.
Well, yeah, I can totally. We have two of them anyway, so I can definitely take one of them.
But how long will it take you to get the Rivendell? Isn't it really far away?
I'm not gonna be coming back, dude, because of my class. I can't do these sessions on Monday evenings.
Oh, yikes!
So this is my way out. Is just riding off to Rivendell to get Elrond. Yes, zombie Elrond.
So you're just gonna ride off into the sunset?
Well, that's
Sacrifices himself for the party.
We will miss you.
You know what? It'll probably turn out I'll have to roll athletics or something, and I'll roar so shitty that I actually run into the army I'm trying to get ahead of, and they slaughter me. So that could be the way it goes instead of just riding off into the sunset.
I'll make sure that the party comes across your corpse at some point.
Well, apparently I get like 2 weeks off in April sometime, so I could like come back for like 2 guest episodes then or something.
Yeah, and I'll say, oftentimes games last longer than a few months, so...
Well, I'm in the school for 4 years, and we have the same class every year at the same time every week.
Oh, get so wrecked.
Yeah, St. John's is a pretty fixed schedule.
Okay.
I'm a chill with Elrond while you guys go fight Barrow Whites.
And so it's going to be around 3 of us against. Yikes.
Well, for combat purposes, Bronwyn's going to still be there, Meat's still there,
and okay.
Farin's there. So I would
attack.
recommend just attacking the army.
Oh, of course not. That would be suicide.
Come on, 3 to 400.
What's the worst that could happen?
We've got a dwarf and a half. That's at least 150 kills for us. The others can just manage whatever's left. Of course, an elf by himself could take them all on, but I'm not a fighting elf, so I'll have to ride away.
Just turn them into forest creatures with your elf magic. It's fine.
I'll just sing them all to sleep. Actually, speaking of magic, is there any kind of mechanic for characters using magic in this game?
Well, I think one of the backgrounds for one of the elves of Mirwood, I think, or one of their gifts or something like that to let you use some sort of really minor magic.
That's a good way of putting it.
But yeah, only elves.
uh,
And
well,
possibly, I mean, if possibly dwarves
Wait! I just realized something.
could learn
Did
runes or
Nate
something
infect
like
all our
that.
computers with a virus?
why?
Look at the chat.
Look at the what?
I'm fairly sure it was just my own
Look at
computer.
the chat. No, all of the computers are restarting. It's Nate's fault. He introduced the virus.
Damn it, Nate.
Sorry. I saw something on the internet. It looked kind of cool. I clicked on it, and stuff happened.
And it was porn. We get it, Nate.
Look, were you looking up Stormy Daniels, because that technically counts as news?
Unfortunately, not.
I hope you mean fortunately. She's
Okay. Well, answering another part of your question about magic. Well, dwarves maybe possibly I don't know if they could do runes to add to armor weapons. I don't know.
I
Or I think
yeah. That's
actually,
what I was wondering last week.
well, if anyone remembers, last week at our camp, I put on some runes around the camp that have.
they work.
I can do as many as I want of those, but I mean, all they do is just notify me if there's danger coming. But that's
They actually work.
what?
They actually work.
Yeah, they work. I mean, at least as far as game mechanics go.
Yeah, I hate to admit it, but last week, after I thought of Eyes runes, I was like, ooh, if he has explosive runes, can we just go riding around the army, like getting them going left and right, and just lay mines? And it turns out that's not possible. But it was.
No, this is not Pathfinder.
But I'm glad that your first instinct to seeing a possessed army of civilians was, let's kill them all with landmines.
Hey, you didn't say that's what it was. I assumed they were Barrow Whites.
That's fair. Well, gave that away.
Wow, your brilliant twist for this week ruined.
Okay.
This is not the twist.
Okay, so getting back into the game, Telemarco will ride to Bree and then to Rivendell. The rest of us are supposed to investigate the barrows for the source of the evil, right?
It's up to you guys, but I think that's what you guys decided on last week.
Let's
I
see.
was pretty sure that I'm pretty sure at least Aria and Bronwyn were going to stay, and thus I think everybody else was like, oh, okay, we'll all stay.
I thought that we were all like, okay, let's follow Meat tracking. No, wrong. We were gonna follow I's
Yeah,
brother,
tracking, right?
I's brother,
Oh, yeah.
because he came from the place of where they sacrificed, and there was a girl there that we were looking for, and he was gonna lead us back to that place of origin. I think
No, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
I think that's what I remember, if I'm remembering right. Well, if that's where we're at, then well, Farin, shall we go?
I think it's time.
Oh,
Does anyone want to do any RP with our elf before he heads off into the, I guess, mid-afternoon sun?
Like the hero that I am, running from danger.
Well, get up, Bagor.
It was very nice to meet you.
And you as well, even for an elf.
Hopefully, I'll cross your paths again someday.
Very well. Good. Good.
Well, I should go, and I must get to Bree as fast as possible before they lay siege to it. Could one of you give me one of the amulets?
We have our character. We have multiple amulets.
I didn't think we did.
I think we had an amulet and a shard of something.
I know the amulet, but I don't know anything about the shard.
The amulet was a shard. It
Oh.
was a shard of stone.
Oh, okay, one and the same.
So wait, I thought we had 2 pieces last week of possessed stuff.
We got one from Flora.
While
can
we were
anyone
camping,
think of-
right? Or am I remembering that wrong? Was it something else?
I didn't think we got one when we camped. I thought we ate, and then there was like a thing with the hearing of horses off in the distance, and that I didn't think that led to anything. Besides the fact that we knew that we weren't alone out here, maybe.
Well, do you guys think you'll need the amulet?
Yeah, I think we should give it to him.
I don't know, but and I really wraps it up so there's not a part of it falling out. And hands over is like, be careful with it. Don't touch it. And hands it over.
I will. I put it in an inside pocket, just close to my chest, but not touching any of my flesh at all. And then I go back to. We brought the horses into the barrow, right?
Correct.
Well, I take the fastest horse we have out, and more because I kind of just want to roll one last roll before I go. Should I roll athletics to see if I really get past? I have really high athletics, so should I just roll it to see if I get past the army?
You can roll athletics. You can roll stealth, explore. There's a number of different things, but athletics works.
Well, the thing is, I'm just trying to get there to get to Bree before they do. Plus, my stealth is terrible, so.
Yeah, roll athletics.
Yay! I was really scared that would be a failure.
Yeah, you. Since you're on horse and you know roughly the way they're going, you're able to use a bit of a shortcut going around some of the hills. And you're outside the barrows before they are. And will likely reach Bree probably even before next morning, before the sun rises again, which will give you a day or two before the hordes descend.
And how long would it take me to get to Rivendell from there?
Since you know where Rivendell is and you have a pretty solid horse, maybe a little over a week, something like that.
Yikes.
Well, Rivendell is basically just going to be able to reinvade the city if it gets taken, but I guess it's still a nice gesture. I'm going to ride off into the sunset, and I'll read Thucydides while I'm on my horse.
Maybe she could send medical help? I don't know.
May good luck go with him, and Greenfields always meet him.
Well, thank you. Kella Magor can't hear, but he greatly appreciates the sentiment, Aria.
And with that, Magor leaves the party and departs for Bree, Rivendell, and beyond. And as you guys listen, you hear even beyond the marching of this army that has recently passed, beyond the footprints, the talking, the just movement of armor and cloth, metal upon metal, you hear those hooves of Magor's horse, bright, clear, as he fades out into the distance.
Okay, twist. Now that that boring elf is out of the way, can I guest star as Tom Bombadil since we're already next to the old forest?
No. You cannot play as Tom Bombadil.
I would just crush everything.
Only if you sing while doing it.
And will probably kill us too, by accident.
Oh my god, he's just my favorite. Anyway, I have to go, guys, but it was so nice to play with you guys. I hope I'll get to play again someday.
All right, you too, Liam.
Bye.
See ya.
Have a good session.
Man, who was that guy? No, just kidding. So now that Magor is left, what do you guys want to do?
Well, we find this burial sacrificial place and find a way to stop whatever the hell is going on.
Aye. Well, time's wasting. We should get going, I think, yes. Aria? Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Good. Thoryl, you too, yeah? You ready to go?
Yes, says Thoryl, grabbing his axe, prepared to kill anything that gets close to us to stop us from our mission.
Aye.
Yes, that locket was probably best in Elven lands, but let's give Zeesland something to remember today.
Aye. Well, Farin, we're here. You lead the way, we'll follow you. I trust you, brother.
I hope it's warranted. It's a crazy place out here.
Aye.
Let's see, do you guys want to do this stealthily, or do you want to kind of just follow the tracks, kind of leading to the source?
I think we should do it stealthily to avoid trouble.
Yeah, we can try. Stealth.
Sure, let's just have everyone do a stealth roll.
14, target number 14 as always.
Yeah, unless I say it's different, then just go with 14.
Yeah, it's so close, yet so far.
I will hope that.
Okay.
Actually, yes, I'm also going to use hope. So now it's so now that 12 is at 17.
Yeah, so that allows you all to pass fairly stealthily. Are you guys bringing your horses, or are you leaving them?
No, I think it's better we leave them.
Yeah.
That will make too much noise.
Yeah, I think I'll leave him.
And let's be honest, stilting on a horse?
Well, and I had a donkey, so, or a mule. Not the most stealthiest creature around.
I think the ponies would fare better on their own than with us.
Oh, yes. Yes, we shall leave them. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you guys leave your ponies and horses in a tomb, as is, I assume, usual proceeding, um, and make your way stealthily around the barrows. I keeps mostly to the valleys in between these hills, um, just kind of tracing around them and keeping low to the ground as much as possible. Also in kind of true dwarven style. Uh, and it takes a couple hours, but eventually you guys get to what looks like the center of the Barrow Downs, and you see in front of you a massive hill, um, like large enough that you could probably fit Bree inside of it. Uh, and right in front of you, uh, in the bottom of this hill, you see an entrance, fairly large, maybe about 6 or 7 people could fit across, with 2 columns on either side made up of some sort of black stone. That's fairly ornate.
Hey, would you look at that?
As he, are we? Well, sorry, we're probably walking in file, aren't we? I assume.
Yeah, you probably would be.
Okay, he's just gonna assume that Aria is behind them, and he's gonna say,
Hey, look at that. That is big. That's huge. And look at that stone.
"Can I
I
roll?
ask
Can I roll
Ace,
this? Sorry,
I ask Ace brother if this is the place he spoke about.
Yeah. Nate, did you want to do a roll real fast?
yeah, I want to see if I could identify the kind of rock or stone it is and anything interesting about it. I know I have stonecraft.
Yeah, so roll a craft roll.
Okay.
But while you're doing that, uh, Thoryl Farin kind of looks at you and goes, this is where they came from.
Hey,
I, I've only been inside a few times and only in the first couple passages, but this is the place where whatever is happening is happening.
I,
Okay.
It takes your breath
Well,
away. Places like this.
it certainly does. Now, brother, is there anything you saw that we should be worried about down there and there?
There's a mist there. I it's impossible to go around it or above it or below it. You got to go through it, but there's something about the smell, the touch of it. It's disconcerting. But anything else, it will be easier to show than to explain.
I, that is true, my brother.
okay, people, let all be prepared. Uh, take prepare whatever weapon you have, prepare your nerves, and let's get going.
I, I shall do that.
And um, I don't know. I'm blanking on my character's name. I will just grab out his axe and his shield and just be ready, not knowing what's gonna be coming.
I love how out of everyone here, you forget your character's
I
name.
know it's so simple too.
I,
Sounds good. And Farin also takes out a fairly hefty battle axe that he has been shouldering as well. And you lead you guys into the barrow. Does anyone have any last minute preparation that you want to do?
Oh yes, I will mark a rune on the rock to the entrance.
Okay. Are we talking your magic runes?
Yes. Just so like it'll warn me if like something bad comes in after us.
Sure, you can do that.
Okay. He'll do it.
Just one moment.
Ting ting ting. Ting ting ting. Ting ting ting.
All right, I'm ready.
Aria's going to take out her longsword and be just on the ready while we're going forward.
I will point out that someone probably wants to have a torch on them.
That makes a lot of sense.
I can't because my weapon needs both of my hands.
If possible, I don't know what kind. Well, if possible, if with my shield hand, I can, or shield arm, I guess, as you rather. If after through the straps, then my hand can just hold a little torch with it. He would like to do that if that's possible.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. Like you would have your shield kind of hanging off of your arm, and you can be holding
Yeah.
a torch with your hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Ooh.
first of all, let's ignore the fact that this is from Tomb Raider, and Laura Croft is just brazenly right in the middle of the picture.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Yep. So, the first thing you guys notice as you head into this hill is how grand a scale this inside is. You come into a massive chamber that, gosh, looks as big as a village square. And in rows, you have these stone caskets, these sarcophagi, kind of right after each other, each intricately carved with different symbols and pictographs. And all around them, kind of swirling, is a green mist that seems almost to be rotating, like there's a current or a wind in here, though you don't really feel anything to touch. But as far as you can see, you can't see the other end.
Have you ever seen anything like it, Master Dwarf?
I like the stonework. I like it a lot. Although it is a little creepy in here, I do say.
Yeah, a lot of the stonework has the same black stone that's almost obsidian in quality. That might have been really fun in concept art, but considering the context, it's definitely creepy.
Question: Did I get anything from my? Did I get any knowledge from my roll?
Oh, right, totally forgot you did that. Um, Looking at kind of this entrance way, you see that it's old. Like it's hundreds of years old. You can tell by the erosion. Uh, it's also it's really beautiful to look at from a distance, but to a dwarf's discerning eyes, it wasn't really made by a master craftsman. There's a few kind of asymmetries that no dwarf would ever tolerate. Um, it's definitely ornate, but perhaps not perfect.
The stonework could have been a little better. There's some errors here and some over here. Not like the work of my father. Not like him at all.
I mean, pretty good for human stuff, right? But if this was like a dwarves work, it's like a 6.5 out of 10.
I like it.
Maybe you could share a story or two about your father. Might give us our spirits a little warmth in this dark place.
Well, let me tell you about my father. He has been a master craftsman in Erebor.
No, not Airboy. Scratch that.
Khazad-dûm. For many, many years, he has dwelled deep, deep in the mountains and carved off beautiful archways, tall ceilings, master craftsman. You should go to Khazad-dûm sometime. It is
Khazad-dûm isn't the
amazing.
Blue Mountains, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's in the Misty Mountains.
Perhaps after our endeavors here.
Yes, you should see it. It's quite a marvel. It's been around for thousands of years.
Thousands.
Aye.
Khazad-dûm might be a nice place, but the Blue Mountains, there's something else.
I've been to the Blue Mountains. I've been to the Firebeards.
Yeah, Thoryl, you're from the Blue Mountains, and there are dwarf colonies definitely there. But I's from a different tribe in a different city.
Yes, I know. It's like comparing, let's say, uh, it could be like comparing an apple to a pear, I think.
I don't think so.
Okay, more like a can fight. East side versus west side.
I mean, well, with the lore, with the Middle Earth, Khazad-dûm's like the holy grail of dwarf cities.
Ah, okay.
Like, if you're comparing, it'd be like comparing Rome to, I don't know.
Poland?
I mean, I could name a bunch of ancient Roman cities that no one knows.
Yeah, one of those.
Yes, comparing Rome to
Okay.
Theodosiopolis.
Okay, we can talk. Okay, we can talk later about our homes. We have a job to do.
Aye. Brother, which way is to the chamber?
Directly ahead for some ways, and then to the right.
Well, Aria and Thoryl, if you're in consent, I think we should go.
I think it wise.
All right, tippy toes now. Shh.
Okay.
Do my best.
Are you guys trying to stealth here?
Yep.
Then let's make your rolls.
All right.
I'm going to hope that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to say it's weird for me to play a character that can actually stealth.
Oh, get so wrecked.
Oh no.
Hey, I have a Gandalf room too.
That's true. Man, I feel so bad. I was like, oh, I'll just roll for Thoryl. We'll be fine. Get wrecked. So you guys, as you say, tippy toe through these sarcophagi, and as you go closer, you're seeing that what's etched onto the stonework are primarily battle scenes. Um, you know, depicting skirmishes, battles, weapons, armor, as well as victory parades or valiant defeats and so forth. You go a little ways until you realize, or you think you see in the distance, on top of one of these sarcophagi, you see a body. Maybe living, maybe dead, but definitely flesh and blood, just lying there on the sarcophagi.
Those depictions, brave blood spelled to keep the darkness at bay.
And Loremaster, you said we see a body on top of the sarcophagus, on top of the thing.
Yeah, on one of the sarcophagi, you see a body.
I's gonna walk over and take a look at it very cautiously. Okay. He's gonna put his finger up to his mouth, like telling everyone like quiet, like shh, and then he's gonna like creep over to it. And take a look. Okay. A closer look at it.
Do you want to suggest a roll to me? Also, welcome, Colin.
Welcome. What am I?
Like maybe search or awareness.
Yeah, I just want to see who it is. So I guess search. Well, thank goodness I can. Wow.
Well, what a mess. I'm awake. What a mess. Where are we going? Why are you so short?
Shh. Quiet. We're in the tomb.
How did I get here?
Shh. You were sleepwalking the whole time. It was very impressive.
I've been known to do that.
How did you manage to do that so quietly?
I rolled very well.
Your voice. Quieter. We don't want to be found.
What's haunting us?
We don't know yet, and we surely don't want them to find us first.
How do you know you're being haunted? Do you have any signs of that you're being haunted?
As you say that, the body kind of jerks a little bit and then relaxes.
Ooh. And what do I get with my roll?
Yeah, so the body in front of you is a young boy, maybe somewhere between 12, 13 years old, definitely young teens, wearing kind of peasant's clothes, kind of gray, whitish tunic with a lot of weather stains and soil stains. And it seems kind of like he's asleep. He's definitely alive. He's definitely breathing. But he is kind of jerking, moving as if he's maybe sleeping or having a bad dream, something like that.
Okay, he definitely seems like he's a person, like a human being. At least as far as I can tell.
Correct.
Okay. I will quietly say, look back.
He's alive. I think. Seems like he's sleeping.
I'm going to slowly draw my dagger and say, is he supposed to be alive?
I think alive is a good thing.
I don't know. We're in a graveyard, aren't we?
Well,
Things here are supposed to be dead, aren't they?
Remember all the people disappearing? This could have been one of them.
Okay, I's gonna go over and he's gonna try to pick up the kid off the thing.
Okay.
Careful.
Okay, so what happened?
I's picking up a body.
No idea what's going on.
You're holding the torch. Do you want me to pick him up?
Here. Sure. I can keep holding the torch. That's fine.
Okay, who's picking up the body?
While
think
we're
Aria
picking the
is.
body, why are we picking the body?
It's alive. At least we think
Why
it
is there a
is.
body?
Okay.
It's a little boy. He seems like he's
Oh.
sleeping.
Which role should I be making to pick him up, or is it just? Do I just have him?
Roll athletics.
I will hope that again.
How much hope do you have?
I haven't. I've never used any. This is the first 3 times I've used it since I've started playing.
That's not bad. Just make sure you keep track of it.
Where? Oh yeah, I've got 13. Well, 10 now.
Sounds good. So yeah, so you are able to lift this kid up without issue. Nothing seems to happen. It doesn't really seem to change or wake up.
Fireman.
What brought this child into this dark place?
It could have been one of those trinkets.
I nudged the kid not so gently with my foot, trying to wake up.
Okay. He after a minute, he kind of jerks away, or jerks up and goes, "Huh? Huh? What? Where? Where am I?"
You are far away from home. Sorry. You are far away from home, but don't worry. We are going to take you back to your family.
Yes, we're going to take you back home.
Who are you all?
I'm Meat.
Aye.
And he's A. And I'm Thoryl.
He just kind of starts crying, just overwhelmed by what's going on.
Look, I don't have any stats and handle children, so this is on one of you all.
Okay. Well. Okay, there's nothing to lose, so I start singing him a song so he can calm himself.
Okay. You want to make a song roll for me?
I'm going to spend hope. Okay, so with 1 point of hope is now 19.
Okay. So as you start singing, he calms down just a little bit, and he kind of scrambles where he is to try to get back on his own 2 feet. And he crawls kind of to the edge of a sarcophagi and kind of leans against it a little bit, kind of his shirt touching the stone, and just kind of starts breathing heavily, maybe retracting inward a little bit.
Hey, son.
Yes?
What is the last thing you remember?
Well, I was home. We were Well, my family we keep bees, you see. And I was helping my pa with working with some of the hives, uh, and then he started walking away, and I followed him. Now I'm here.
Did you follow him into a series of downs?
I I don't I don't remember.
What is your father's name?
Um, my father's name is Trev.
I well, we'll be on the lookout for your father too, in case he's made his way down here as well.
Okay.
Yes. And ease, child. You're going to be all right. Here. And then Aria is going to kind of take out her horn of Arnor and offer it to the child. I want you to hold this. Um, it's a horn of Arnor. Only brave men would have it, and no dark creature would dare hurt you while you have it. As to bring the hold of Arnor down upon them.
Right. Thank you. And he takes it.
Farin. Is there any place else you could lead us in here that you know?
Farin's actually looking away into the distance. He goes, I think we've got a bigger problem. And as you all look up, you realize that there are maybe dozens more people just lying on these tombs, on these caskets, these sarcophagi, as you would move forward.
Oh.
Yikes.
And I's gonna walk over to the nearest one and just investigate to see if they're alive or dead.
Right. So maybe just because I was sleepwalking, I didn't know this, but why are we in here? Especially with all these people.
Would you look at them all?
Well, we're in here because, well, the first thing, we went on this mission to find this missing girl. And to the best of our knowledge, she's in some place like this.
Well, I remember that much, Gimwit.
Say that again, Amelia.
What we've seen
I think you're cutting, at least for me, you're cutting in and out a little bit. So you see, starting big, there's a bunch of columns every, maybe 15, 20 feet. Think of the scene from Moria in the first Lord of the Rings movie with those columns. In between those columns are rows of caskets of sarcophagi that are, think like Egypt, or if you know Roman burial
Catacombs.
practices. They almost look like square beds or boxes, human shaped. and they're all in black, just very well carved and very ornate. And on top of a number of these sarcophagi, you see these bodies just on top, kind of laying on there, looking maybe alive, maybe dead, but flesh and blood rather than the skeleton you would think you would see.
I was gonna poke the nearest one to try to like see if he can wake them up, like a gentle rattle.
Um, so one thing I'll mention is the kid had and still has an amulet on his around his neck, and so does this is an older woman who you're
Oh.
looking at right now.
Oh, then before I do that, I will take a piece of cloth around my hand and come to the boy and be like, "Excuse me, laddie," and he'll just quickly try to take it off.
Okay. See, that's definitely gonna be a roll. Maybe athletics, maybe courtesy or persuade if you want to do it that way.
I think at first he's just gonna try to do it quickly. Act first, ask forgiveness later.
Okay, then awareness, maybe awe.
To do it quickly?
Yeah, kind of like you overpower him with your presence.
Oh.
Paralyze him for a second if you want to do it the awe way. Athletics is just doing it as fast as possible.
Yeah, I want to just do it as fast as possible.
Then athletics. Yeah, so you quickly just kind of grab it before he even notices. And he does even register it for a second. He knows you took something off of him, but he doesn't even know what you took. And he kind of goes back to looking at the horn.
Okay, and then he'll quickly what is he gonna do with it? There's tons of people that have this. This could take some time. I was gonna be like, everybody, I think we need to take all these off the people before we try to wake them if they're still alive, because this amulet thing could be a bit of a problem.
That could take a lot of time, brother. Farin puts in.
Aye. Won't they just be lost if we don't?
How many are there?
Dozens. This is a really large chamber.
Well, if we all work together, it will be something quickly. We can rip parts of our clothes if necessary.
Well, maybe we could just take them off and put them in one place and then maybe smash them or something.
Oh wait, kind of character. Would I know how to disable these things like without like after taking them off? Like, would I think smashing them would work?
Roll a lore or a craft check.
Ask Gimli.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Wow.
Yeah, so these amulets are all shards of the same kind of black rock that these columns are made out of, as well as these sarcophagi. And you would think if you smashed them, they all have a particular pattern on them. If you broke that pattern, then presumably the spell would be broken.
Alright. What we need to do is on all these amulets, we gotta see this pattern.
And he kind of points it out without actually touching it barehanded, but with cloth and whatever.
And he's like, see this pattern here? We have to disrupt this pattern, and I think it will end whatever's happening through these amulets.
Since you rolled so freaking ridiculously well, you would also be suspicious of basically anything in the tomb. Like, for example, you probably wouldn't want to touch or maneuver around with the sarcophagi, for example. That could be just as dangerous.
Like to go around them or to like disrupt them?
To interact with them.
Aye. And also, as we go and try to help these people, don't disturb the sarcophagi. That would be really, I think that would be bad.
So we're supposed to open the sarcophagi and help the people without opening the sarcophagi and helping the people.
Wait, out of character. They're on top of the things, right?
Yeah, it's like they're laying on a stone bed.
Okay.
No, just the people that are laying outside the sarcophagi, not the things inside.
And
Giant,
these are like necklaces.
Yep, take the necklaces off, but don't use your bare hands. Use cloth, gloves, something, and break the pattern on them.
Okay. I rip parts of my shirt and use them to grab the stones, the talismans, amulet, something, and then with my axe I smack them.
Giant, stay here for just a moment and keep that horn held tight.
So yeah, I was going to start going over and carefully taking off the amulets with using a glove or cloth or something, and then to break the pattern, he's just going to keep going and being very cautious and careful not to disrupt the caskets.
Okay. I just put a picture of a Roman casket as a reference.
Ooh, where?
Um,
Oh, I see it.
yeah, I mean, this isn't what they look like. The ones in the tomb are black and have scenes mainly of battle, but that's the basic idea. And the people are lying on top of these.
Cool.
Um,
Love history.
right? But Emilio, sorry, what were you saying beforehand?
That I would rip part of my shirt, grab one of the talismans, put it on a place, and then smack it, hit it with my axe.
Okay. I would say roll athletics or battle. Or even craft, since you're a blacksmith. This would also go under that. Yeah, so you manage to crush the amulet and splinters into several pieces. They kind of ricochet, and you hear a bit of a boom as it happens, kind of a miniature firework. And
Like
then
when Gimli,
Sorry.
Gimli tried to destroy the One Ring in Rivendell.
Yes, that is what it was like. Except you did actually destroy it.
Yay!
And I will do a much subtler thing and just disrupt the pattern, like scrape it out when he goes through.
Okay. As you do that, it seems to kind of sputter a little bit. There's kind of this green energy pulse or something that is kind of fading, then glowing, fading, then glowing for a minute or two before eventually just fading out completely.
Like from each amulet as they're being smashed or the pattern's been broken.
Correct. That for each amulet as the pattern's broken.
Okay, cool. He'll just keep going.
Wait, are you leaving the bodies on the sarcophagi?
No. I guess I would take it off, scratch it, then try to gently pull the body off of it without trying to disrupt the sarcophagi, and then laying him on the floor far enough away I don't think it would be disturbed.
Okay. Within a matter of minutes, you have, maybe 15, 20 people just asleep on kind of stone floor. You also have several people who've woken up and are now kind of wondering aloud what's going on and talking to each other and so forth.
Aria's probably gonna be looking around at the people, including the ones that are now waking up, and not doing a whole lot of smashing.
So she's kind of working with them.
Well, no, she's looking for something. She seems like she's looking like for a very particular thing.
Yeah. Do you want to roll search?
Yes, but also I think she would probably mention my companions. If I could, if you could let me know if you see a taller man with a brown. He has brown fair hair, and he should be missing his left ear. Please, if you see someone who looks like that, if you could let me know, it's important.
I mean, does it have to be a specific person? Because I can easily get you a person missing an ear.
No. This has to be a specific person.
But they're all asleep. I can do it pretty easy.
I only need one man with a missing ear, not several.
That's a bad way to phrase that, my friends. Just out of game.
Meat is fondling his dagger right now.
Just someone who has missing ear, not someone that you need to make having a missing ear.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
You need to find this ear? Is it missing here in this tomb, this ear?
No. It was he lost it in a battle long ago.
Was it one of these battles?
I would find it unlikely. Are you talking about the battles being described on the tombs themselves?
Hey.
No, I don't think so.
I'm just saying nothing's outside the realm of possibility. Now, if I find his ear, because I'm really good at finding things, do you think he'd give me a reward?
If you were to find his ear, I'm sure he'd buy you your drink for the rest of your life.
Does it have to be his ear specifically?
Yes.
I mean, I got 2 ears. I don't need 2.
Wouldn't having 2 ears help you with hunting, though? It'd be a shame for you to be missing one.
But free beer for life is a good deal.
One can't survive on drink alone.
Maybe you
Some
can't.
dwarves. No. Some dwarves could. Some dwarves can survive on drinks alone.
What? Really?
I mean, I remember one dwarf in where I live. I'm pretty sure the only thing I saw him eat was alcohol and bacon. Nothing else. he was able to live to old age.
Dwarves are miraculous.
So he's a man with one ear. I'm a man who's just had one beer. You see how we can work together.
So, at this point, Farin walks up, and he's kind of surrounded by half a dozen people who are all kind of pestering him, like, "Where are we? What's going on? Get us out of here!" He goes, "I hate to interrupt, but I think we should probably get the plan."
I think maybe we should start leading groups out of here. So there's more room, less chatter, less noise. And yeah, that's what I think, going back and forth, leading a group out, having them chill outside this place until we get everybody and then we go.
All right. Should we do the old and sickly last? That way they don't.
There's about 30 people in total who you've rescued, if that helps.
All right, how many people it seems like there's left?
You've basically gotten everyone out so far. But you've gotten everyone.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
All right. Hi everybody. I'm Farin's brother. And y'all were wearing those amulets. Well, they bewitched ya and led ya here. And we're coming here. We came here to save you. So now it's time for us to go. 'Cause this place is not good. And yeah.
And he just kind of looks to Farin and be like, anything else to add kind of look? Or is that good enough kind of look?
Farin kind of gives you a "the fuck if I know, this wasn't in my training" look. And then kind of goes, "Everyone follow me." And starts leading everyone out. And he yells back, "I'll catch up, don't wait on me."
Okay,
Right.
so now we are supposed to continue exploring this place, right? To find out the source of the evil.
I think that might be wise.
Okay,
I
And is
Ice Brother will take the survivors out and somewhere safe. And meanwhile, we will continue on this.
I
can you trust your brother?
absolutely. What our dwarves aren't a bunch of tricksters. We're true with one another.
I hope so. Cannot be always trusted.
I haven't had a reason to doubt.
Well, they're your survivors, not mine. So if he leads them to their destruction, oh well.
Well, meet. You have a good bearing for us to go? Do you have an idea?
I don't even know how the hell I got here. I mean, sure, I'm good at navigating. I could navigate, but we're underground. I imagine you're pretty good at navigating too. And I don't know where to go because I didn't pay attention for the first 45 minutes.
All right, I will look around and see if there's a pathway to go.
Okay, make an explore check.
Oh, this is gonna...
Or I'm actually good at this. I'll make 1 2 just for the hell of it.
Please. Because I know he's not good at it.
Or you guys can remember to a little while back when Farin told you which way to go.
Oh yeah, I'll go that way. The way he told us to go.
See, I was sleepwalking. I don't know things.
I'll go the way he told us to go.
Okay. So he said kind of go straight, but then veer right a little bit. So like 1 or 2 o'clock. And you guys eventually make it to the end of this chamber. And you see 3 doors, all kind of next to each other, seemingly leading in the same direction. Which of you speaks Sindarin? Do you guys know?
What is Sindarin?
Oh no, the person who left.
I think the person left.
As I explained to you, dear God, we've lost all our talkative people.
I don't.
So, it's not a big deal because Bronwyn is still in the group and she would know it.
Oh, good.
But in Sindarin, kind of above these 3 doors, it says, "Here lie the kings of Cardolan."
Ooh. I don't know about this. Disturbing the tombs of ancient kings.
Well, I may not speak the language. I'm sure once Braun will explain to me what it says. I want to kind of search the general area around the doors and see if anything's amiss that might be like a trap. Or booby trap to speak more accurately.
Yeah, go roll search. You don't see any traps in particular. They seem to just be regular doors. They are heavy. They are made of stone. And they open inward. That's it.
Well, should we all try to open one together?
Well, you're the only one with a plan, it seems.
I'll take this one over here.
Alright, I'm going to center. Anyone who wants to join me, we can push together.
3, 2.
Which of you is the
1.
weakest?
Oh shit!
Ah!
Which of you 3 is the weakest? I'll go with whoever's weakest.
Well, I have 7 embodied on February 10, so obviously not me.
Yeah, I is definitely not weak.
So I'll say, I mean, they do have hinges. They're heavy, but it's not something you really need to roll for.
Let me speak more accurately. Who cannot fight? Well,
We all feel confident, I guess.
Well, I'm glad you guys are feeling confident.
I will push open the center door slowly, peeking
I'll
through.
go with him because he's the only one with a plan.
Oh.
Or, oh, peeks in.
Okay. Inside, you see a relatively small chamber with kind of a raised platform in the center to it, with a single black sarcophagus. And then on the other side of the chamber, there's a door. And above that door, it says in Sindarin, but Bronwyn will translate. It says, "Here lies the tomb of Findamir, and then numbers 861 or to 887 TA.
Okay.
I don't think I was born yet.
Well, if it's another chamber and there's nothing else in there,
Can I roll lore to know who this king is?
Yeah, you can roll lore.
I think I'll do that
Yeah,
too.
Ooh,
Maybe I won't need to.
nice.
I'm going to search the chamber again now for this chamber to see if there's anything that stands out in particular besides the sarcophagus.
Yeah, so first, let me make sure to get the name right. Findemir was the first king of Cardolan. And basically, I think I mentioned this last week, but Arnor was separated into 3 different kingdoms. Charlemagne style, if you know history. Findemir was the second son, and usually only the eldest son inherited the kingdom. But Findemir's father had 3 sons and divided up the kingdom into 3 different pieces. Cardolan was the southern piece, and Findemir was the first king there. And then the dates are just the dates that he reigned. The Third Age, 861 to 887.
Any interesting information about him besides that?
You would know he wasn't a particularly strong ruler. He was known to kind of be a little bit of a playboy, a little bit of someone who enjoyed food and drink more than the actual business of ruling. And he had a fairly competent advisor who really ruled day-to-day affairs in his stead. That would be what would be commonly known.
But considering my 2 success and the fact that what the hell is his tomb cursed as hell?
Say that again?
Why is his tomb essentially cursed? Why is this the source of the evil? What is behind that door behind his sarcophagus?
Yeah, so this is the tomb for all the royalty of Cardolan. So beyond that door, you would probably find another tomb. And the way these people buried their dead, or at least their royal dead, is the king, the queen, and one person of their choosing. And they would delve another room into the tomb for like the next king, and it kind of spirals downward. And for each death, there's a elaborate ritual where they go down and kind of pay respects to each of their elders as they lay king, queen, or as they would call him, the champion, to rest.
Okay.
I was gonna go open the next door.
Okay. Before that, MeàtrÍs, you look around, and the walls are kind of filled with different scenes and pictographs that, I mean, to your fairly untrained eyes, you're not really sure of the context because there's no written, subtext. But you see battles, you see negotiations, you see parades and various depictions of royalty and ruling. For example, a man on a throne with people kneeling before him and so forth. Picture like an Egyptian tomb, that type of thing.
All right.
You also there's green mist in here as well, and going back to Thoryl, what you and I know from lore, after Cardolan was defeated, rumor has it that the Witch King sent spirits and Barrow Waits to infest the Barrow Downs.
Ah, that explains everything now.
Yes, so it's not necessarily that these people were evil, but rather something evil happened to the land, kind of. But there's mist in here as well, and as you're looking around, you see kind of this shadowy, luminous half figure of a boy, maybe 9 or 10, kind of looking at some of these pictographs in the corner of the room, seemingly oblivious to your presence.
Does he appear to be solid, or does he seem to be almost phantom-like?
More phantom-like.
Anyone else see the creepy ghost kid in the corner?
Where?
Huh? What was that?
You would all see it if you're looking.
Oh, right there, corner, creepy ghost kid.
Oh, I don't do ghosts.
I'm not sure how that would work logistically anyway.
Why don't you go talk to it? You're good with people. Yeah, you talk to it.
Because I don't know jack squat about this place. I have not trained in lore at all. I don't know what to talk about.
I don't do ghosts.
I wouldn't know what to say either. This place is a mystery to me.
Bronwyn, you go talk to it.
Well, I mean, if you all need, if it must be done, I can do it. I can try.
I'll be right here.
And he kind of like readies his his axe and his shield, but making sure he's not moving any closer.
Well, while you talk to the ghost kid, I've got to go visit the young lord's room anyway. Be back momentarily.
Are you just going to the bathroom in the royal tomb?
Well, I literally do have to go to the bathroom, so I just wanted to stay in character.
Ah, gotcha.
But yes, I feel like Meat would do that, so yes.
Okay, seems reasonable. So, Aria, what are you doing?
I'm going to try very hard to ignore the person peeing in the royal tomb. But I will kind of approach the child, and this is a dark place for one to be traveling by themselves.
The child kind of looks at you and goes, I'm not sure what you're talking about, mister. Don't you see all the candles? I mean, my dad keeps it pretty well lit. There are no candles in the room.
Just go with the flow.
Well, I guess you are right with that. I'm just more used to bright fields out in a glorious day. But what does bring you here?
Oh, I mean, this is what my dad does. But I mean, I like to come here when I can. It's so interesting, you know. Look here, and he kind of points at a particular depiction on the wall. He goes, "This was the conference when Findemir and his brothers were meeting in order to decide who gets what of Arnor." And you see, Findemir was from Cardinal, and he really liked the South, and the nobles all backed him. So in the end, he chose um, to go down here, and he actually set up his capital in Bree. You see.
Hmm. You're well read. I see. But are you not cold? There's the stones.
I'm I'm used to it. I've been here a really long time.
What else can you tell me about this tomb? You say you come down here when you're. What does your father do? Why is he busy?
Um, well, he he's a noble, and he actually is the mayor of Bree. Um, and sometimes he comes down here, and I come down here to kind of visit and read a little bit more about our history. You know.
Did you say the mayor of Bree, right?
He did say that. Yes.
For those, he looks like a young Orlas.
You can make an awareness check.
Fudge. I mean, unknown Orlas, right? Maybe I could. Oh, screw it. Excuse me, kid. By any way, is your name Orlas?
Um, the kid kind of looks at you a bit strangely and goes, um, I don't know. I think it's somewhere in the tomb. I think if you look hard enough, you'll find it eventually.
No, I mean your name.
I know,
Oh,
but
so you don't know your name?
the kid looks confused for a minute and goes, No, I I guess.
Do you
I mean, I know
know?
the name of every single person on these panels, but I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, do you know where we might find your specific tomb or whatever? Are you? Is it? Is what we need to find in this room, or do we have to search elsewhere?
Oh, I mean, this isn't my tomb, hopefully. Um, but no, I think well, you have to get going, and go further in.
Do you? Could you tell me what to look for specifically?
Well, a name. I would look for a name.
Would it be actually spelled out? Would it be in a pictograph? Would it be in Sindarin?
I don't. I don't remember. I remember seeing it, or I think I do.
And where did you see it at?
Um, Further in. It's always further in.
I want to do an insight check to see if this kid's being straightforward, if he's trying to lead me into a trap.
Yeah, how about everyone do an insight check on this kid? Because technically I'm awful at rules, but we all should have done that before
Oh, right.
starting to talk, but it's all good. So I think I is the only one who made it. You kind of get the sense that this isn't like a full person, right? That this person isn't all there, or maybe it's a fragment or a part, or
Like a portion of the memory.
yeah.
Fellas, I think this is only a part of who this boy was. And, I don't know how the best to explain it, except, I think he only has retained a little bit of his memories.
He's a shade.
I'm not sure, but from what I guess, it's not all there. But I do think we should keep going, because I don't think there's anything else he can help us with.
No, I might as well find the rest of him.
Yes, probably.
I've never been one to live safely anyway.
Well, here we go.
And I will go to open the next door, or next chamber door.
As you try to push on it, it doesn't move. You realize that this door actually has a keyhole right in the middle of it.
Can I search the room to see if there's anything lying around? Like a key.
You can certainly make the roll.
On one hand, I want to try and lockpick this mofo. On the other hand, I don't see anything that relates to that, so I think I should do searching as well, because I'm good at that. I'm going to search.
Okay.
Aria will leave the child to help with the others.
You are good at search. Holy crap.
So you guys search around, and there's nothing really on the ground. In fact, the whole place seems eerily upkept, like no dust or anything like that. But you don't find anything. Of course, there's one place that you wouldn't necessarily look. That's inside the sarcophagus.
If I doesn't find it, he's gonna go inspect the door and see if there's another way he might be able to open it, using his skills.
Okay. This will be a craft roll, but not to open the door, but just to know whether or not it's
can.
possible to lockpick it.
Okay.
So yeah, it's possible to lockpick. It does look like it would be particularly difficult. It looks like there's a very specifically made key in order to break this lock.
Well,
Okay.
so
How about another? Okay, sorry. How about
What?
another idea? Let's break the door down.
I went in a tomb, and there's obviously ghosts and other things, maybe, and breaking things, I think, is not the way we should go. My opinion, but I think that that kind of disturbance might be too much.
Meat
Okay.
is going to run up and push the lid off the sarcophagus.
Wait, so you're pushing the lid off the sarcophagus?
I searched everywhere in this room twice very thoroughly, and I realized the only place I didn't search was inside the sarcophagus. So, being an impulsive individual, I'm going to run up and just push the lid right off, because I like to live dangerously.
I love it.
Okay. So as soon as you touch the sarcophagus, the mist in the room starts twisting, starts churning. And even as you look, the walls surrounding you begin almost to fade away as the mist obscures them. And after a minute, the mist starts to dissipate, and you find yourself in another setting. You find yourself in a fairly fancy, ornate room, a bedroom with a very beautiful carved four-post bed. Excuse me. And a young man, maybe in his late 20s, with long brown hair. He's sitting at a desk on the other side of the room, kind of just breathing heavily, kind of sighing to himself.
Is it all of us, or just me?
It's all of you.
Okay.
Oh, what?
Does the man have one ear? I remember him mentioning, you said he had brown hair, so I don't know.
He has both ears.
Could he have one ear?
You can certainly roll for that.
Another time, maybe.
But without moving, the man kind of just says, "You know, it's already too late. You missed the big event."
Is he talking to us?
There's no one else in the room.
Who are you?
I've heard a lot of men say a lot of things in this room.
Needs to be transferred.
I didn't think "who are you" would be one of them. Then he kind of turns and he goes,
Really?
"I'm Findemir."
Well, wait. The king? The king that is dead?
I got disconnected. What did I miss?
So Thoryl's dead. Aria and I are having an affair.
And they didn't invite me?
Your third willing man.
They don't want
No,
me
the
introducing
man
me?
introduced himself as Findemir.
Found your king.
I find myself speechless.
Well, that's something I've heard once or twice.
So what's this big event we missed?
And Findemir kind of sighs and puts down. You could see he was writing, and he puts down his quill and looks back and goes, "The ruin of everything. It wasn't supposed to be like this, you know. Being the second son isn't so bad. Once in a while they trot you out for a ceremony, but, you know, in the meantime, get all the best beer, the best wine, the best women. And now look at me.
What was this about the ruin of everything? These are strong words you speak.
I know what happens to Cardolin. I've seen it. We've all seen it. We've been forced to. Reliving everything. All of our mistakes. Again and again. You think that death is a way out. It's not here, it's just another torture. Why did you guys come here?
I won't believe this. I can't.
Leave it, child.
Well, we come here to, make things right. Yes. Make things right.
We was hired to save some girls, and by extension save everyone, and I'm not one to linger on regret or failures. I'm one to face them head on, so I'm not going to let everything be a failure. If I have to save the whole damn world right here, I will.
You came here to save a girl.
For fuck's sakes.
Well, there's only one girl here. I think she'll be coming up in a minute or two. But nothing will change. Happens the same way.
I's gonna take a cloth and kind of wrap it around his face, like trying to make like a makeshift mask. Not that this would do anything, but he's
Like one of those Asian like air filter masks.
Yep. Trying.
Okay. Yeah, nothing happens.
So, all right. I hate dropping character, but I'm gonna have to ask this out of character just for some clarity. When he says he's seen it all, like the end of this,
What's happening?
Is he saying that he can kind of like see the modern era timeline as well, or is he still stuck in his? Is he only seeing his timeline?
Oh.
How about everyone roll lore?
Okay.
Okay.
Wow, Thoryl.
Yeah, so a few people have gotten it. But basically,
Wait.
Yep.
Can I use a riddle check instead of lore?
Yes, it would do something slightly different, but yeah, you could come to the same conclusion from that.
Now that's just bad luck.
Yeah, it seems par for the course. But what? There are two things happening. Remember from the previous lore, the lore checks, spirits and barrow weights have infected the Barrow Downs. So you can basically get that the spirit of Findemir is being hurt in some way. And it seems to be he's reliving moments, but he also seems very aware of who you are and what has happened since, at least according to what he said.
We need to end this trouble that's plaguing the town of Bree. Can you help us?
King Findemir, I know you're over a shade trapped in this torturous timeline, but the one thing this timeline hasn't had that it does now is us, specifically me, and I am evidence that there can be change in this world. And then MeàtrÍs is going to walk forward to him and kind of whisper, really, so only Findel could hear, and kind of explain who he is.
Interesting. You do that.
I think, considering that history, it might be interesting for him to know.
Yeah, so you go up and whisper in his ear, and you can see his expression distinctly changes, and his eyes focus on you, maybe for the first time. Yeah, I roll awareness.
Nope. Yeah.
If he, I know it was a low roll, but if he hears it, can I roll stealth, just to not be heard?
Yeah, it would be a contested roll. Yeah, you hear, I love Six Flags. Do you love Six Flags? No, I'm just kidding. But his eyes kind of focus on you for a second, and then all of a sudden he just snaps kind of backwards and looks towards the rest of the group, almost past you. And the rest of the group, you hear a door open behind you, and a woman walks in and almost kind of just maneuvers right through you without so much as looking. And Findemir goes, Anwin, it is good to see you. And Anwin kind of almost like she's trying to seduce him, kind of goes up to him and kind of pulls him down to sit on the bed with her. She goes, you know what you must do, right? You know, everything you ever wanted, everything we ever wanted, could all be ours. And Findemir, his expression has changed. All of a sudden you see some emotion, some passion come into his face. And he goes, yes, my love. We'll do it. I'll contest my brother's claim. And together we'll found our own kingdom. And we can make it better, stronger than my brothers ever could. And then they kind of hold hands and just kind of look at each other for a little bit.
And I just kind of does that, we're still in the room kind of cough, don't get funky with each other.
Yeah, Findemir kind of stops and turns to you and goes, don't you see, this is how it happened. This was the moment that destroyed Arnor.
Well, do you have anything else you can show us that might be help?
Um, roll riddle for that,
Okay.
or persuade. Either one is fine.
Riddle's better. Nope.
He looks and he goes, "I've shown you everything. You've seen my deepest regrets. You'll see us all in the future. I know what you seek. It's in the casket. Go. Go."
Does anything change?
Yeah, after a minute, the scene shifts, and that mist starts kind of leaking through the ceiling and the floor, becoming a cyclone, a vortex that surrounds you, that obliterates, that makes this room fade away. And then after a little bit, you're back in the tomb.
I can't believe what you
Right.
saw.
I, well, he said look in the casket, so, Meat, you wanna go check it out?
Sure. Is the key or whatever we're seeking actually hidden in the casket, or is it rather in plain sight?
Yeah, it's right there. It's kind of right on his breast, so to speak.
I pretend to over the top search around for a moment, then pick it up and wave. Got it!
Aye, good. Let's go put it in the door and carry on.
The little kid kind of waves as you guys go and says, "Bye, everyone. I'll see you later, I think."
I was just gonna kind of look at him a little bit as we move on, kind of like a question mark look on his face when he says that.
But yeah, are you inserting the key into the slot?
But of course.
You do so, and the door opens into a small, horizontal shaped room, with 3 doors in front of you.
Anything of particular note on the doors?
You can roll a search.
Okay.
So you see that some names are engraved on the doors. In the middle door, you see the name Faramir etched right in the middle of it. To the door on the left, you see the name Ireth. And then to the right, you see the name Idril.
See, Colin's ears perk up at the mention of Faramir, but Meat would know who none of these people are.
Do I roll lore to see if I know what any of these names, who these names belong to?
You certainly can.
Okay.
Goodbye, child. Perhaps you will meet sometime later. And then Aria will go to follow her friends.
Does Rhymes of Lore help me in this? Or not really?
It would help you mechanically in getting the advancement points.
But wouldn't help me pass the test.
I would say not quite,
Okay.
because this is really specific lore.
Okay.
But yeah, you know that these tombs are all royal, but you're not sure who these people are specifically.
Well, he'll just be like, well, if no one has any better ideas, I'm just gonna go with the door in the middle again.
I'll follow your lead, Master Dwarf.
I'm not calling him Master Dwarf.
You do what you like. And he goes to try to open the next door.
Okay. It opens without issue, leading to a very similar style tomb, with a raised platform with a single sarcophagus in the center. On the other side of the chamber, you see another door with the words, "Here lies Faramir, King of Cardolan," etched above it. I will say, if you observe the pictographs, almost all of the scenes are violent. It's and not just fighting, but also things like courtroom proceedings and beheadings, poisonings, assassinations, stuff like that.
I don't think this is a good king. Or whoever this person may be. This one may not be a good one to disturb the coffin.
But you said there was another door on the other side, though?
Correct.
He'll go over to the door and take a look at it.
It's very similar to the last door in that there's a keyhole.
Oh, boy.
Looks like you know what we gotta do,
And he kind of stands over by like a corner in the wall and braces himself.
As you do that, you hear a voice, maybe from a teen, who kind of says, "Hi, is that your name, or just like a saying?" So that's just very interesting to me.
He looks around.
You see a figure kind of similar to the little boy, but he looks older, dressed in fairly fancy clothes. He has a couple tools on his belt and in his hands. I have like a magnifying glass and a little phantasmal candle, so to speak.
My name is That is true. It's other people outside of my culture find it interesting at times and play on words. But who might you be?
He kind of puts down the candle. As soon as he lets go of it, it kind of vanishes. And he goes, well, it's not important. It's fantastic to meet you. It's so great to see someone else here. It's just been so lonely."
Oh, by the way, I rolled for insight. I remembered.
Yes, everyone who wants to have a part in this conversation can roll for insight.
I can't promise I'll have an active part, but if I decide I want to, I'm just going to go ahead and roll anyway.
Go for it. That's also meets style.
Oh, Fennec.
Looks like I'm not.
Avery, you rolled for the wrong thing, which absolutely sucks because you rolled a 24.
He rolled an epic feat.
Well, you have inspired this kid. He is so excited to be here. Still fantastic. But from your insight, it's very similar to it's very similar to this last shade or spirit, in the sense that it's almost like an imprint, like a photograph, a particular memory. But in terms of mechanically how best to approach him, uh, basically anyway, persuade, riddle, awe. This kid's pretty impressionable. He'll probably bend whichever way you want him to go.
Okay. I's gonna use courtesy in his conversations with him. Do you want me to roll that first, or you want me to say what I want to say first?
Whichever one's easier for you.
All right, I'll role play first.
Well, young sir, you seem to be a good lad. Looks like you might be a little bit of a craftsman yourself, and so am I. What can you tell me about yourself?
Oh, me. Well, I'm the son of a mayor, and I'm kind of training to become mayor once my father passes or retires. But I think my true passion is history and learning. As much as possible, I spend some my days here kind of looking and reading and just trying to understand our past. I mean, Master Dwarf, you must live in the past with all your incredible works of craftsmanship. I only wish that my people, had such, oh gosh, such reverence for those works.
You're too kind. You're too kind. So do you know who is in that in the casket there?
Oh, Faramir. Oh, there's a couple fun stories about him. He was the second king of Cardolan, you see, and well, I mean, those are bad years. All three kingdoms of Arnor were fighting amongst each other, but Faramir was the fiercest. He defeated both Arthedain and Raudour on the field of combat. He was famous for poisoning and killing all his enemies.
Practical style.
He sounds
I mean,
rather
certainly not a
ruthless.
good man, but a great man, if you catch my meaning, sirs.
Do you know what might happen if we open the casket up?
I mean, I think you can just open it, right? I mean, that's what the tradition says. Each time someone wishes to go, they open the tomb, pay their respects, and then go on. I'm not sure there's any danger from a corpse.
Well, sometimes things are not always as they seem, and you never can be too careful, right? Just like when you're working with your craft, you gotta be careful. One wrong chisel, and the thing's ruined.
Oh, absolutely, Sir Dwarf. I completely agree.
Meat, it looks like you're up again.
What am I doing?
Casket.
I rolled terribly. I wasn't paying attention.
Open the casket and it'll be good.
I pushed the casket open with my foot.
Okay. The same sequence occurs with this mist surrounding you and seemingly transporting you to another scene. Um, and uh, when the sequence ends, you find yourself uh, in somewhat of maybe a banquet hall, uh, except it's full, it's crowded, um, but no one's moving, and the food and the plates, people are just splattered on them on the floor, except for the man at the head of the table, who's drinking a glass of wine and laughing maniacally. He goes, "Oh, welcome, welcome. Ah, it's good to see you. It's been so lonely here. I almost feel bad for killing these people. There's just no one to talk to. Can I get you something to drink? I wouldn't try the white wine, my friends. That would leave us with rather short time to talk."
I.
Is your leg of lamb still good to eat, or did you poison that too?
Oh, well, I certainly didn't poison it, but you can never know. Someone else might have.
Well, is it just the white wine that might not have us talk more? Could I eat the lamb and still keep talking to you for a good long, long while?
Well, I don't see why not. I mean, we all have to live dangerously. Yeah,
pick up
everyone roll insight. That's actually a really good point.
We can ignore my roll.
Andrew looks at Avery. Anyway.
It was insight, right?
Yep.
I'm sorry, I had to refresh.
So, Colin, this guy's freaking crazy, man. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Though he does seem to have some sort of warped notion of sensibility. So something like riddle might tickle his fancy, or courtesy, though he probably won't be persuaded or awed very easily.
Well, I haven't decided on an action I want to partake yet. Could I use my wild trait to kind of get an advantage, since I too am kind of crazy?
You could, depending on how you wanted to use it, but yeah.
I honestly don't remember how to use it, but I just want to know that the option's out there.
So, my friends, are you coming? Sitting down? Just push the corpse out of the way. They're not using their chairs anymore.
I
I'm
will
going to sit on a corpse directly in front of him and scoop up a turkey leg and just take a bite.
Good man, good man. Now, let us converse. Why are you all here? Speak quickly now. We wouldn't want me to get angry.
Why are you here? I mean, we's the ones that are still alive, and we's the ones that's part of this physical world, so why are you trapped in this curse, eh? Not bad duck, I gotta say.
Indeed, it was specially prepared. Yes, cursed. That is a word. But, indeed, well, you'll find out in a minute that, this dinner does not end so well for me. But I can say, I think with a certain amount of confidence, that we've all been brought back to the times that we regret the most, that we fear the most. I mean, they're always trying to turn us Right. Always trying to make us into little puppets, little wraiths. Oh, but I turned so long ago. They can't do that to me now.
Well, I'm very much an advocate for agency of free will. I don't not really like to follow anyone's orders or falsehoods. So who's this we that's trying to mess up your freestyle?
Oh, you know the ones who come before, nameless, wordless. I think you know them by name. Otar was one, is one. You'll find him, I'm sure. But you know what I want? And he kind of just gets up for a second, and you can see he has a sword around his waist. He goes, maybe just this once. Let's try to change things, shall we?
Change is definitely possible.
Absolutely. What a refreshing concept. And he's actually going to lunge and attack you, Meat.
Do I have time to pull out my spear?
Yeah, this is a fairly long table, and he's not being super subtle about this. So, we're gonna have our first combat.
Wow.
Yay.
And I feel like Meat's going to actually enjoy this battle.
So, the way combat works in the One Ring is that each person chooses a stance. There are 4 stances forward, which allows you to hit things easier, but you also leave yourself a little bit more open to get hit. Excuse me. Defensive, which is the reverse, is harder to hit people, but you're also harder to hit. And open finds a balance between the two. And then finally, there's a rearward, in case you want to use like a sling or a bow instead of direct hand-to-hand combat.
So when you say stance, you mean more like position within the battle, not actual like your physical combat stance.
When I say stance, I'm talking about mechanics, basically. If you're in forward, defensive, or open, you're kind of presumed to be within striking distance of the opponent you're trying to attack. Does that answer your question?
Kind of.
Well, I can help you a little bit. Think of like forward as like you're attacking more recklessly, and open you're having the balance between defending yourself and attacking, and defense is you're being very defensive in how you fight, and rearward's just shooting from safety, kind of.
Well, I think considering I use a melee spear and the fact that he's going to be lunging at me, and just due to MeàtrIs' personal history, I think open stance would be the best bet for now. So MeàtrIs just kind of like holds his spear off to the side of him, and sort of like facing him down, like looking over his shoulder, just ready to defend or lunge if need be.
Okay, give me 1 second to set this up. So which stance are you in, MeàtrIs?
I'm taking an open stance, so I may strike or parry and dodge if need be.
Okay.
I's gonna go. He'll go open as well.
I think I'll do open as well.
Okay. So, since you guys are all open, you technically kind of have the same initiative. Since I know what you're doing, Nate, do you want to go first?
Yeah. I's gonna be like, I knew you were gonna be in trouble. And he has his sword and the shield, and he goes over to kind of stab him. I'll get you
Baluk Gazad!
And goes for a stab.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely hits.
Okay, and 5 plus 13 points of damage.
Damn. Okay. You're using sword or an axe?
Sword.
Okay. Yeah, you slice him just kind of right in the torso, and he kind of staggers back, completely unable to parry the blow. Kind of wincing as he does. Aria, do you want to go next?
Yeah. Aria is going to move up to him when he move up quickly to him when he stumbles back a bit. And she's going to swing with a longsword. You're right, times do change. I never thought of myself as a noble killer. Now, how exactly does rolling for combat work?
It's the same thing as common skills. There's a little circle next to your weapon name to the left.
Okay, so I don't roll battle.
Fuck.
It's okay.
Yeah, technically everyone should have rolled battle.
It's okay. We're fine.
We'll survive. Just roll weapon. That actually just misses. So Arya, since you're kind of surprised, you reach out your sword and kind of go, and he leans back and evades the blow just a little bit.
Darn.
Meat, do you want to go?
Oh yes. I'm going to kind of like drop forward, like drop to one knee, but kind of move forward at the same time, and just kind of lunge this spear into his lower torso. Good old my. Oh, I suppose I should describe what my spear looks like, because I remember when we talked, I put this in detail to the other ones. Because just for the sake of so, I have a special spear. It's a good spear. It's called Heartseeker, and it's a very strong spear, and I like it quite a lot. But it's actually, instead of having a metal blade, it actually has like a long, like bone shank that's been like forged into the blade itself, just to kind of keep the motif of my person. I'm very proud of it.
Good, good. But let's see how it does in combat.
So what do I do? Do I roll under spear?
Yeah, roll under spear. Uh, 14 is the target number for this. So you stab him. Where do you say? Right in the chest or right in the thigh?
Well, considering I dropped, kind of like lunge forward and drop to like one knee, and just kind of like doing like a duck stab. It's more like the lower stomach, like belly and lower area.
Ooh, gotcha. A gut hit. So you nail him. And he's wearing a little bit of armor, kind of padded armor, and you go through it and pierce, and he almost kind of leans onto the spear and takes a half a foot forward as you take the spear out, and kind of stumbles a bit. But after you kind of bring the spear back, he goes, "Well, friends, now it's my turn." And even as he says it, all of a sudden you see a blade just carve into the back of his neck. And he goes, "Damn. Well, looks like it didn't end any different this time." And even as he says that, his head just falls off, and you see a woman behind him with black hair and this kind of regal gown, which is now getting covered in blood as it spatters everywhere. And she takes no notice of you. She just grabs the head and kind of just throws it out a window. And then the mist starts coming up. And after a minute, you're back inside the tomb with the open sarcophagus.
I knew that one was gonna be a trouble one. I knew it.
What are you talking about? That was fun.
Thank you,
There
my
was food and
comrades.
fighting. I loved it.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you, my comrades. It might have gone sour for me if it wasn't for you.
You did just fine.
And he kind of gives her like a little like pat or shrug on the shoulder.
I'll get the next one.
Very good. Key in the coffin? Yeah.
And I guess
Yep.
I will go up to the coffin and look inside for a key.
Yeah, there's a key right in the middle of the sarcophagus.
He'll rip it off and hop down and scurry over to the door.
All right. Here we go.
And puts it in.
Yeah, the door opens. You look, it's another kind of small chamber with, again, 3 doors ahead of you. But the floor in front of you, there's a large hole. And you see some pickaxes kind of resting against the side. That, as you look down, leads into another chamber. But you're not 100% sure what it is.
Maybe we should check this out. Looks like someone did some digging.
You're a dwarf. You know about digging, I assume.
I do, a little bit. My father's a master. Master of the stonework, done many great works. Yes, I think so.
Then we'll let you take the lead on this one.
Okay, here we go. And he hands back the torch.
Aria will take that and make sure she's holding it so he has light.
And he'll hold the shield up and the sword in hand and kind of crunched over, walking down into that area, looking forward.
So you're kind of like the hole. It's like there's a hole in the floor that you would kind of jump down if you wanted to do
that kind of okay. He'd be like,
Aria, can you shine your light here so I can see if I can get a better look?
Yes. Here. Is this any better?
and he
And she'll try to position herself to make sure she's giving the light where it's needed.
Okay. You can roll like awareness, search, explore, something like that.
Question.
Yeah.
Was the king's head in like skull in his tomb?
It was not. It was a headless corpse.
Oh, that'd have been great. Well, regardless, I'm going to go pick up his skeleton and just throw it down the pit. Just to gauge how deep it is.
Well, I'm leaning over and looking, so I'm not seeing him do this, so.
You're just looking over, and all of a sudden, just a skeleton flies past you. Down
A blue guy! Hey! You gotta warn somebody before you do that. What did you throw down there?
Well, it's one way to see how deep it is.
Was that a body?
So, do I get a general idea from the clacking of the skeleton down the pit of how deep it was in true Pedibin style?
There's a chamber immediately beneath you. Right, so think of it like it's just the lower floor of a multi-floor building.
Seems safe to me.
All right, you can go first.
But by all means, I jump right down. Well, not jump. Let's be smart about this. I actually carry a rope with me. I'm going to kind of rappel down.
What are you going to attach the rope to?
I
Good. I'm glad we're being smart about this.
Hold on now. Hold on. I am very sturdy. That is true. Thank you for recognizing. But why don't we tie it around? How long is your rope? Out of character. Oh no, in character. How long is your rope?
I don't know. When I was building myself, God just said put some traveling supplies on there. I asked him for rope, and we got myself some rope. I never quite specified. So I don't know.
All right. Well, we can try to see if it'll reach the coffin, and then we can lower it in the hole. So, tying it around the coffin and then putting it down the hole if it reaches.
Yeah, it does. I'll also mention there are a few columns and so forth that you can attach it to.
They're closer.
They're closer and probably sturdier.
We'll do that.
Like a sarcophagus is fairly heavy, but a column is probably a little bit more secure.
Then he'll definitely do that.
I will. And see, well, imagine it's nothing really particularly dangerous down there if I jump down. I don't want to, get shock in my kneecaps. I'm still learning this system. I don't know if that would hurt me or not. So, better safe than sorry. I can live dangerously, just so I do so in a safe way.
Actually, for this system, heights is one of the things that can really kill you. So, good idea.
Yeah, it's more than 3 feet is like an auto death.
Good to know.
I'm joking.
Ow.
So if a hobbit jumped off the shoulders of a man, would he die?
Probably not. You could he could fall off a cliff if he jumped off at the wrong spot. But roll athletics for me. Yeah, so you managed to rappel down pretty fast and get down into the chamber beneath you. You see, it's a very similar presentation. There are 3 doors in front of you, except the door to the right is open. And you can't read Sindarin, so you wouldn't know what names are on the doors.
I mean, the others can rappel in after me. I was just kind of testing it.
How does it look down there?
Well, it's kind of dark and not in common language, so I don't really know.
Bronwyn, you go down next. Maybe you can read it, as you've been doing.
So Bronwyn goes down, and she reads it, and the door to the left actually has no name written on it. The door in the center says Arathorn, 1694 to 1698. And then the right-hand door reads Otar, 1667 to 1698.
All these doors seem interesting, but I am feeling drawn to the one that doesn't have a name on it.
Well, you guys take a look and let us know how it is.
Or you could just come down here.
I think actually going down might be favorable.
Well, I was thinking if something's there and we need to get out quick, I may be able to pull people up faster.
Live a little dwarf. You're scared to be underground?
No, not scared of underground, but I don't like ghosts.
Then prove you're not scared to be underground.
It's not the underground, it's the ghosts. I told you, the ghost.
We just killed a ghost.
No, another ghost killed a ghost.
And it didn't touch us.
Fine.
And I don't see any ghosts down here, and I'm good at seeing things. So,
He'll
unless you... So, you can come on down, or you can go up there and be a
he just starts
chickling.
going. He starts going down before he finishes talking.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew you had it in you.
So is everyone down at the floor below?
Once your eyes down, Aria will swiftly follow. So then I think, yeah.
Okay. So in front of you is the door to the left, which is nameless. The door in the center, which is Arathorn. And the door to the right, which is open, but says Otar.
Maybe Otar is related. And it's open. Maybe that one.
It is curious that it is open.
Well, where are we going?
I think through the door that has Otar. But
Yeah, I'm beginning to think he was like a wraith or something that just escaped.
Well,
we
maybe.
didn't see.
Only one way to find out.
Right. If we didn't see one coming in. Oh, I don't think we did.
I don't want to forsake that nameless door, but I will go with the majority.
Okay, so you guys are all going into Otar's tomb.
Yep.
Indubitably.
I think so.
Okay. So you all go into the tomb. It's very similar to the ones that you've been in previously, except you find it somewhat smaller and a lot shoddier. Like, it might not be entirely obvious to someone who's not a dwarf or who's not familiar with craftsmanship, but you could tell this was done in a hurry. And at the raised platform that the sarcophagus is on, that sarcophagus is open.
Does it tell like this was done more recently than like ancient?
It was done more recently than the tombs you were in, but it's still very old.
Okay. And it's open. Okay, well, he'll go over and take a look.
Okay. The sarcophagus is empty.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, it's empty. It's gone.
Perhaps someone else throwing bodies?
Maybe.
And he kind of looks over at Neat as he chuckles.
As you look over at me, you see behind him, you see a fully grown spectral figure, kind of looking just directly at you from Meat's shoulder, from over Meat's shoulder.
Okay. Before he talks. Ah, crap.
Yeah, get me those insight rolls.
I suck. Okay.
I guess I'm aware of the ghost on my shoulder.
Probably, yeah. You
Alright,
have the eyes expression.
I, hello.
And he kind of awkwardly waves. He doesn't really like talking to ghosts.
Why so? Why? Voice. Why are you so scared of ghosts?
Why wouldn't I be? This isn't a normal thing. But
They're
there's
like-
one right behind you.
I'm aware. There are real monsters in this world, man.
I'd rather face them.
I mean, ghosts are just like them, but they can't do anything to you. They're hollow. All these people are solid.
They can do something to you.
I don't know. Before it might have been an agreement, but since that last encounter, I have my doubts about whether or not they can actually do anything to you.
I'm fine.
The ghost kind of just starts wheezing almost. They do more things than you would think. More important ones. They talk, you see, to anyone that will listen.
Don't get me wrong. I mean no disrespect. I'm just trying to convince my friend not to be scared of you.
You should be scared.
Are you dangerous? Are you trying to harm us?
I will be.
Thank you for the warning. I'm just going to go ahead and ready my spear, but keep talking anyway.
This is where I got my name, you see.
Where do you
I'm
got-
Otar.
I don't read Sindarin. You're going to have to explain your name to me.
This is the tomb of Otar, the last steward of Cardolan. This was the place where the spirits sent by Angmar dwell. I came here as a child, and recently they spoke to me. They spoke to me. And I listened, and I still listen. It kind of trails off.
Excuse me, Otar. Do you know why, your coffin is, empty?
I took it. I mean, I will take it. You need 3 things, you see, to create a Barrow White. You need blood, bone, and spirit. This was the bone.
Do you know of, Orlas?
He's the blood.
Right.
And the spirit?
Oh, that's me. Or it will be me. The me that's out there. I made a choice, you see. I made a choice.
We all make choices.
Aye. We've made choices. And I'll then go forward and explain to him what my big choices have been in life. Considering what he's mentioned about some of the origin of some of the things that might stand out to him as well.
Okay. And he kind of looks and he goes, I wonder.
My point being, no matter what choices you make in life, you can, or in your case, afterlife, you can always make more choices and change things.
Change things. If only we could, right? If only I killed my son. Or I would have. Or I will. He's dead. Gone. Gone. We don't even. I don't even see his spirit anymore. He didn't have a choice. And this ghost, he's kind of just walking around, pacing in a circular motion around the room.
Look, I too have robbed people of their choices in the past, but I'm looking to change that. And you can make it so other people who are still alive in this world have choices. Help us find a way to end this.
Right. This doesn't have to be your legacy.
You guys make persuasion checks.
Crap. I have no persuasion.
Can I roll persuade?
Fate's on my side.
Oh, man,
I applaud you. I applaud you. You did it.
Well, but there you go. Good job.
So what exactly are you saying here?
I want you to help us end this Barrow White curse that's plaguing the land. Help us understand what's going on so we can put an end to it, so other people that are still alive in this world can have choices about their future. Like my companion Aria said, do not let this be your legacy. You're aware of what's going on. That means you can choose to help end it. Even if you cannot physically do it yourself, we can.
I can show you. And another spectral figure kind of enters. This one much more ghastly, much less human. Think of like a costume that a ghost costume a kid would wear for Halloween, that type of thing. No appendages, just kind of floating on the floor.
I keeps his distance from that thing.
Right? Yeah. And this thing comes up to Otar, and the room gets noticeably colder. Like, you guys are shivering even with all your layers, even with all your armor. And underground, you would know that, it usually stays fairly the same temperature. But here, it's just gotten really cold. And this new phantasm goes, "You know the deal, Otar. You know what comes with that name." Otar, kind of within the scene, goes, "Yes, I will do as you command, my lord." And then the figure goes, "There were 5 sent out. one in the north, one in the east, one in the west, one in the center, and you from the south. Destroy Bree. Slaughter its buildings, its garrison, plunder this region, and burn it to the ground. Otar goes, "Yes, my lord." And then the figure hands a knife to Otar. Use this. It will be useful. Forsake the future, Otar. You are a man of the past. Use your future to bring you power over the past. And then the figure vanishes. Aria, are you poking this creature with the torch?
I was just typing that out and he disappeared.
I know. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I was gonna do something too. I was wondering if I should do the stupid thing or not, but it disappeared.
I will look at Otar and Otar, you don't have to do this.
It's already done. It's already been done. I'm showing you. I'm showing you the past. Do you understand now? Know that it's happened.
Oh. You said that it's already happened?
That was the beginning.
Well, I mean, Bree's still around today, so dick.
Wait. So, you Otar are the current mayor Otar?
Yes, I am the Otar you know.
Oh. I think we need to go.
I think leaving is a good idea.
You can still help though, Otar. There must be some way to deal with your other self.
He's beyond the store. And he kind of motions to the door at the other side of this tomb. He's beyond. He's beyond. He's becoming a wraith.
And how do you stop one from becoming a wraith?
The ingredients are bone, blood, and spirit. Maybe you can take one of those away.
Is there any kind of role to understand what he means by it?
Yeah, you can. I guess that would be lore.
Okay.
Can I do riddle?
Yeah, you could do riddle.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna use a whole point for this one because I feel like this is more, more important. So that's a 17.
So you would. I'm not sure how you would know this, but apparently you went into the forbidden section at your library one day and read about how to make barrow weights.
Go away.
But basically,
Floy. He's telling me he was running. I remember when he was running his mouth about that stuff, and I didn't care. And now it's important. Floy.
now it's canon. But there are two things going on. One is that these people are possessed, right? That there are a whole bunch of people possessed. You saw the knife that was given to Otar. You would bet that was, to some extent, the instrument which is making this happen. In terms of becoming a barrowweight, the three things needed are bones, a skeleton, flesh and blood, so a corpse, a body, and then a spirit, a soul that can inhabit it. If you put two and two together, there's a missing skeleton from this room. We know there's a body that's missing a head somewhere in the Barrow Downs. And we now know Otar is trying to achieve this bizarre form of lichdom. The way to stop it would be removing one of those ingredients from the ritual.
Okay. How do I ask this in a way that would make sense? This would have any inclination on where this ritual will happen?
Of when or where?
Where? I guess, and if, when, or if it's, yeah.
I mean, if you ask it in character, Otar's just going to point to the door on the other side of the chamber.
Right, okay. And he already did point there. Okay. Okay. I was gonna be there, but yeah, I have this brother, and he tells me things, and a lot of times I pretend like I'm listening, but I'm not. But sometimes things just stick anyways, and I remember him telling me. Anyways, forget. Anyways, what we need to do is we need to remove one of these items or objects to stop the ritual, and we can stop this from happening. Bone, blood, and spirits. So remove one of those things, and this thing we may be able to stop.
Just to be clear, this is Utar's sort of a memory shade. It's not his actual soul, is it? His actual soul would be in his body, right?
Loremaster,
yes.
do I know this? Yes.
All right.
That's right. But we need to go through those doors. I think that's the way we need to go.
Yeah, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Sorry, joke. Sorry, keep going.
Oh.
Your jokes aren't funny, God.
And doing this will
Just kidding.
stop a wraith. Yes?
Yes, I think so. I think so. But I think we need to go through those doors.
Out of character. I can remember. What time do we play to?
We're wrapping up pretty soon.
Okay.
Then
I
whatever
mean, your
strength
time is almost up.
Then with whatever strength is In me, I'll lend it to you. Let's
Well-
stop our race.
I've grown to be rather distasteful of wraith types lately, so what are we waiting for? I'm gonna open this darn door.
Okay. You see that the key is in the lock, so you're able to push it open if you want to.
With vigor.
Okay. So you open the door, revealing a fairly large chamber with columns kind of crisscrossing in various patterns. But in the center, you see a platform raised but significantly higher, with a sarcophagus on top. You see a corpse, a headless corpse with almost, you can still see blood kind of just trickling out and down. You see these little trails of red on the sarcophagus. And right, like placed on top of them, you see bones. You see the skeleton. But there are also people in the room, several of them. You see half a dozen men in armor, kind of looking right at you as you're coming in. And then on the platform itself, you see two people. You see Otar, but you also see a young woman in a gown of black who is kind of about halfway up the platform, sitting down, kind of luxuriously, kind of staring at you. And she snaps her fingers, and all the guards stand at attention and start moving towards you. I think that's where we will end tonight.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, shit.
This is about to get real.
3 on 12, I'll take you all at once.
Barukazan!
Yeah, I think we should have as many people as possible for the boss fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
I concur. Cool. Awesome.
Tubular.
I like it.
Yep. If you guys didn't take that hole down, you would have gone through 9 straight 3-choice rooms.
Wow.
We would have quit a lot sooner.
Yeah, I bet.
So, what was the no-name tomb? Was
Huh?
that anything? The no-name tomb, was that anyone? And
Nope, the tomb to the left was always the queen, but the last king died of the plague before he could take a wife. So it was an empty tomb.
I'm glad y'all didn't listen to me.
Hey, it's all good.
Might have not have been empty when you left it, though.
Well, no, we'd be in there.
Just right, but when you leave it,
Oh, someone would have left married. Looking at you, Aria.
Oh. Oh man, this is gonna be interesting when we get back. How many guards was it? 12?
Yep.
half a dozen, 6.
Oh, 6?
Oh, okay. I thought you said a dozen, so I was like, oh shit.
He's looking like he's tailoring it to be a 6-on-6 plus the bosses.
Welcome back, Quill. Boss fight.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's been a busy week for me because I just got a job last week, so a lot of my focus has been on that.
Congrats, what is it? Like, what do you do?
Previously I've been working in college admissions, but I just got a job as a tour guide at Monticello, which is Thomas Jefferson's house.
Whoa, that must be interesting.
It's super fun because everyone there is a huge history nerd, just like me.
Keep on doing whatever it is you do at Monticello. Anyone get that reference? Anyone?
Yeah.
I love you forever.
Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry.
You're dead to me, kid.
Oh shit.
Nothing's got real.
But yeah, I was like, I'm just going to do the entire king line of Cardalin. And then I did it, and then I read, and it's like, yeah, the king line died 1 century in, and they just followed Arthedain, or 1 generation in. And I was like, God damn it. I'm just going to keep it.
Wait. Maybe if I rephrase and I had decided to come in saying this, you guys might read my reference. What did I miss? Nate keeps chuckling. I think he actually gets my references.
I do.
Yay, someone does.
Yeah, good job, Andrew. I liked it.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of combat, and I'm not a huge fan of dungeon crawling. So I wasn't sure how this was going to go. But I think next session will be hopefully climactic.
Well, let's put it this way. You lost 4 of your party members.
Wait, I lost 4?
Oh, my bad. You lost 3 of your party members in a combat focused dungeon crawler.
I know, right? Everyone hates me.
I think this is doing really. It's been really enjoyable. Everything.
Nope. Keep propping up my confidence. I appreciate it.
You're doing a marvelous job, Andrew.
Do I still have my turkey bone?
Oh, I hope so.
I'll give it to you.
Yes.
It's a phantom turkey leg, but it's there.
I want to see you use it in combat. I really, really do.
Something along that lines may or may not be part of my backstory.
We can call it a meat cleaver.
Thinking more of a shank.
You can just go all Samson with it.
Yeah. And actually, Aria, can you do an awareness check for me?
No problem.
Oh, get wrecked.
Damn, I have been rolling not real great this session.
Forget I said that.
What was that one for, if you can tell us?
Nope. I mean, if you think about it, I'm sure you'll figure it out.
I'll leave it up to the surprise.
I rolled insight. Can I know?
She was looking for ears.
Ah, right.
But she didn't roll high enough to know whether or not there are anyone who matched her description in the room, or his description in the room.
Oh no.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna
Like I said, anytime you want a one-eared fool, I'll give you a one-eared fool.
Or I'm gonna turn off the recording.